Alright, what's going on, guys? I'm going to start doing my G-Series swap today. Haven't started anything. First I'm going to take off all my panels and stuff so I don't mess them up because they're painted not that long ago, but so I'm going to get started. Alright, okay. Got all these off. Probably not going to take the bumper off because it's going to be a pain. And I'm not 100% sure if I need to take it off yet right now. I don't have enough time to go straight to turbo or the parts right now. So probably just going to leave it on. If I take it off, I'll take it off, but it won't be on camera. I'm going to start draining some fluids, get another step done. Alright, so I just about got everything unhooked, I think, other than the alternator wires. I can just I'll unplug it here in a minute. Did everything I can do inside, gotta drop it, put it outside, use the hoist over there, and start pulling the engine out. Alright, so the low life does appear to be a problem, as I cannot fit the jack underneath the car to pull the engine. So we've gotta raise the car up here real quick. That's kind of awkward. Another problem down here. Some idiot forgot to unhook the exhaust. So we're just gonna get that unhooked real quick and pretend like we didn't forget that. Alright, so this idiot forgot about shift linkage, and I knew there was the back mount, but I was hoping it would just come out because it's pretty garbage back there. But just bear with me here. I'm going to get the shift linkage out, and we'll pretend like I didn't forget any of this stuff either. Alright, it's all handled. Nothing happened. Don't worry about it. That didn't take an hour. Alright, bye. Alright, right on. Got the engine out. Now I need to pull the alternator because I've been having some charging issues, and I'm going to take it to AutoZone and make sure that it's not dead. And if it's dead, I got to order a new one. If it's not, got to check on my wiring again. Hopefully it's wiring because I don't really want to buy an alternator, but also hopefully it's an alternator because I don't want to check my wiring. But for now, that's what I gotta do. Alright, so AutoZone told me that tested the alternator, so it's garbage, which is good, I guess, because don't want to check the wiring. If I blow the next one up, I guess I have to check the wiring, but we'll see. Now I'm about to go check on car part real quick. I'm pretty sure there's a XR2 axle at this junkyard over here that I gotta go pick up, and then pretty sure that's all the parts I need. Alright, so after about 10 minutes on the phone, the one place that has the axle wants $55, which doesn't make sense because they're gonna buy a new one on Rock Auto for $49. Then the other place that had one for a while just scrapped their Capri, so looking to buy an alternator and a axle on Rock Auto, so got at least a week till I can really do finish, but I can do some fab on the transmission mounts, and I can clean up the engine bay. But other than that, waiting game. Alright, you guys did it. Guilt tripped me into buying new parts. So I got a starter, got my half shaft, got my output shaft seals, I got a new alternator. $207. I just spent an hour and a half or so trying to figure out the cheapest price, but it'll all be here Friday. Got a week. Alright, so I've decided I want to patch that hole. So I'm moving up this mount. I'm not gonna make my own whole new mount. I'm just gonna slide it up forward a little bit. So instead of from being here, I'm gonna slide it to up over here. And hopefully that's like an extra 1.5 inches, so I don't think I'll bang on the firewall. If I do, then I do, and then, yeah. Then I'm gonna pull that transmission out here and see what I need to do to mount it. Okay, last thing I've done today, that's that mount in its spot. As you can see, its shadow's horrible, I'm really sorry. But it's about 1.5 inches or so forward. It's not. I don't have a drill because my dad took it, so I can't drill a hole and get a hole, get a nut there and there. But that's about all that. And then, oh, whoops, those are my fingers. It looks like a mess, but it's not that bad. And I got the E-box off of the engine. I'm just a little exhausted right now. The G-series, I'm realizing that I need a starter that goes right there. And I got a lot done today. Pretty exhausted. Alright, so we're back. Day 2. Now I don't feel like death. I'm gonna put the G-series clutch and flywheel and all that good stuff on the engine. Alright, so I got everything on. Now I just gotta make sure that the clutch is in the center. I messed up a little bit, but nobody is gonna judge me. More friction. Alright. Oh, you know what? This is a clutch center tool. It is centered. That's freaking dumb. That's what you get for having the right tools. You sit here and you waste like 5 minutes. That's funny. Alright, so I was having a hard time deciding how I was going to make the mounts yesterday. So I just stopped doing the work, but I got online, looked at the forums a little bit more, and I found some ways that I like pretty good. I saw somebody they just stuck the back one right there, just like that, the stock E-series mount, and the back right here, the G-series. Then I gotta figure out something to do right here. Probably just stick the stock E-series and make it fit. But I just test fitted it once, and I need a little more room here to make it fit with my previously made passenger side mount. And I don't want to mess that up because I want the axles to fit in right, so I gotta hit that right there with a hammer after I break my break my 3D printed tripod mount for my phone, so it's the second one I broke. Yep, looking good, awesome. My buddy's gonna be happy when I ask him to print another one. Alright, here goes. Let's hit some hammering. There's literally nothing more hydrating in the world than orange Kool-Aid. Woo! Holy crap, that's hard. I should cut that out, but I'm trying to do the smallest amount of welding in the engine bay as possible, because it's gonna be hard. Yeah, I'm a slacker, but get these engine mounts in right, then go fast. Alright, woo! Let's get another test fit again, see if we can get it to work. Alright, so I got the engine in there. Excuse the shaky camera, I'm on my fingers. It looks pretty flush with that way. If I line it up with that back line, you can't see crap over here, but it's pretty lined up. I just got that back mount's just sitting on the you can't hardly see it, but it's sitting right there. There's a little mark. It's just sitting on the cross member. Probably throw some extra pieces of metal and just weld it on there. And either I have no clearance, it's enough clearance to move, so it's okay. Then I'm just gonna, whoops, that was my finger, sorry. And I think this was WTF Festiva, or WT Festiva, or WF, somebody online, they just had metal, and they just had steel right here. They had steel going up here. So I'm probably just gonna make that solid mounts for the win, because I'm not gonna go buy some rubber mounts. I got one rubber mount, so that's good enough. Vibrations are race car. And then it looks pretty straight in there. Not sure if I like it or not. Probably just gonna say I like it because it looks fairly decent. It doesn't look like it's too much back or too far forward. I can't really get farther back than that, so I think I'm just gonna have to call it like this. I'll weld some metal. I'd like to get these mounts done, so then come Friday when my Rock Auto parts get here, I'll strap on the alternator, strap on the starter, throw in the axles, plug everything back in, and I will be good to go, do some fenderless rips. Alright, digging through my boxes, I just found this pretty piece of thick steel. It's about 1/4 inch, and it bolted right up there onto the G series, so I'm just going to run a piece of steel across here. I'd rather just weld it, because our drill fricking sucks, and I wouldn't be able to drill holes through pieces of steel and bolt them together, so probably just weld something down, throw a bolt in there through the piece, and then it will be good. Oh, that's money. There's no garbage, no garbage involved. So it's just sitting there right now. Just gonna throw some welds on there. Not a bunch of them until I test fit the axles. But it will probably be good. I'll throw some more welds on it later. I could just drill a hole in, but I can't. It's gonna suck. But that was already threaded. Freaking easy peasy lemon squeezy. Alright, so that's all about I wanted to accomplish for today. So then all I gotta do is make the back mount a little more sufficient. Maybe I'll throw that piece of rubber in there and it'll fit and it'll be perfect. But what I gotta do is gotta patch my hole in the firewall. Now that I got clearance, I have to paint the bay, have to put my starter on, put my axles in, and it is good to go. I never ended up doing my rear mount the right way. What I ended up doing for this initial G series is I just put a rubber bushing, just the stock rubber that on the original mount that's supposed to be like connected to the steel brackets, that had fallen off because the mount was so good. So I just took that and literally set it underneath, set it in between the mount and the cross member, and it did not work at all. It was really awful. So this is when a bunch of bad stuff happened. I got lazy and I didn't really record any of this stuff past deciding whether to make the back mount. I never patched the firewall because I'm lazy. I painted the engine bay with 1 can of white spray paint, and I didn't really clean it off either. I just spray painted it because I figured it'd be better looking than no spray paint. And then so I got everything together, and after I got everything together, I had let the differential gears in the transmission fall out of place. So when I tried to start it for the first time after I got everything together, all my mounts were made, and all 2 of my mounts were made, and everything was welded up, ready to go. I tried to start it, and it didn't move. I was like, uh-oh, what's going on? So then I tried really hard to make it move, and I heard some good stuff. So first of all, I pulled the axles back out, because I was like, alright, there's something going on here. Then I think I looked in there, and then I'm pretty sure I could see one of the gears. So that was a bad sign. So after spending about 5-6 hours getting everything in, I spent the next 3 hours pulling everything back out. Then the next day I started opening up the transmission, which there's some good guides on there. I think it was on Club Protege. Somebody sent me a link. If you really need to find it, I'm sure someone has it, or do some Google searching, you can find the link to how to tear apart a G-Series transmission. But then I started opening up the transmission, and after I figured out how to get it apart, on the inside I found some of the oil shelf was snapped, which wasn't really that big of a deal. Then there's like a tiny little pinhole in the transmission. That wasn't a big deal because that was JB weldable. Then we got to the diff. That it was bad. The speedo gear was tore up. A, because the diff gears fell out, and B, because I still had what I was filling the transmission with, like the ATF. I had a tube with a brass nipple on it, and the brass nipple was still in the transmission, and I forgot about it. So I turned it over. That wrecked the speedo gear. Then the diff gears were not in correctly. That wrecked the races that they were on, and pretty much the whole diff was just bad. And then it what really caused it to not work is that the diff gears must have fell down and caused them to break, and that broke the entire shift assembly, shifting fork bars. So it's like a metal bracket with essentially your shifting pattern in there, and it was snapped in half, so it would get stuck in a certain place. So if anyone wants to buy a broken G series, let me know. But I ended up having to go to a junkyard, pick up another one, just another $300 out of my pocket, but I got it in a day. And then I put it all back in, made sure to keep the differential lined up and not fall out of place. And then it worked good after that. So sorry about not filming it, but sometimes you're just a little lazy.